and welcome to the session titled 10 Websites That Will Make Your Job Easier. My name is Jared Reuter. I'm here today to show and present to you guys 10 websites that I use on a daily basis to make my job easier, and that will hopefully make your job easier as well. Whether you're a business owner, an employee, a franchisee, or a franchisor, whatever it may be, I can guarantee you that at least one of these sites on this list will in some way or capacity make your job easier on a daily basis. Now, get out a pen, get out a paper, write some of these websites down, and look forward to having your job be easier because of these websites that I'm about to show you today. So, the very first one, Fiverr.com, and that's spelled Fiverr.com. Now, how many of you guys have ever had to get a website created or create a logo, or maybe you need a stitch file for embroidery, or maybe you're making a fun creative event poster for your business? Whatever it may be, you've always had to search and scour for somebody or know somebody that might be really good at this, right? Well, on Fiverr.com, you actually can go to the site, find professionals, freelancers that specialize in different types of fields, and hire them for the big whopping bill of $5. So what that means, maybe you need a logo created for your business, or maybe just some ideas of some logos. Well, you go to Fiverr.com, in the top right search bar you search logos. There will be a few different freelancers that they have posted onto the site that will come up and show you some of their logos that they've created for businesses. Maybe they'll tell you about their different types of experiences, maybe their education and so forth. You'll see actually tens and actually probably even hundreds of different freelancers that are available for this gig. So what you do is you can click on somebody's gig, and for instance, this person here is willing to plan the cheapest travel for you for $5. So going to this example would be, you're looking to fly somewhere or go to a trip or a business trip, maybe it's personal or a cruise of that some sort. You could actually hire this freelancer for $5, like everything else on this website, and she will scour the internet, do the research, do the labor needed to make sure she can find you the cheapest travel that you can book. Now, she's not doing the booking for you, she's not getting commission from the bookings, anything like that. You're pretty much hiring this young lady to find and do the research for you of the cheapest travel available for you. Now, as you can see on her profile as well, she has a 100% customer rating. So after somebody's done with their gig, they call them gigs on Fiverr.com. You buy different gigs for $5. People actually come and they can rate from 1 to 100 how their experience went with that freelancer. 6 people have ranked her at 100%, giving her 5 stars. You can also scroll down and you can see comments and concerns and different people that had experience with this freelancer and see what their opinions are after the deal has been concluded. So check out this website. There's different types of categories, as you can see above as well, as far as programming and tech, music and audio, video and animation, writing and translation, online marketing, graphics and designs. There's much more. It's a very extensive website. Like I said, hundreds, even thousands of gigs are on this website. Everything from creative as I will print out 50 flyers and pass them out at NYU University in downtown New York City, to creating voiceovers for you while you create a promotional video online for your website. Whatever it may be, jump onto this website, have a good time, scroll through their different types of gigs that you can add to enhance your business in some way, and at worst, it never hurts. Your total expense is usually going to be right around $5. Now, some of the more extensive projects, for instance, I've had a promotional video made for my website that was a minute-long promotional video with cartoon characters, animated video with text and graphics and audio. I actually had to buy 10 gigs for that, and that brings me to the total of $50. So overall, not everything's just $5 on the site. They'll do increments of $5 depending on the severity of the project that you have these freelancers doing. So for my very first website, it's one of my favorite. Definitely check it out, called Fiverr.com. create an account, search through it. It's free to create an account as well. Search through it, find some different things. I'm sure you'll spend a lot of time on this site, finding the different types of gigs out there and getting creative with what they have to offer to make it, in some instance, bettering your business. So check it out, Fiverr.com. That's Fiverr.com. Now, for number 2, PickResize.com. PickResize.com is a website that I almost use on a daily basis as well, because I do a lot of online, blogging and article submissions and creating web pages and so forth, and I always need that certain size photo to fit in that certain article or certain blog issue, right? So sometimes not everybody knows the ins and outs of how to work Photoshop. I myself can say personally, I do not know how to work Photoshop in all its features. So if I need to get a photo and I need it to be 800 pixels by 600 pixels, and that's what's the proper fitting for this, or I'm trying to create a poster and it needs to be a certain dimension, and I have the JPEG file but it's not in the right format or it's not in the right dimension size, you can actually go to PickResize.com. It's a free service as well. You go to their main page and you click on Browse. Once you click on Browse, you pulls up all of your photos and files and everything that you have stored on your computer. You pick the file that you need either resized or reformatted, press Continue, and that will actually take you to a screen where you'll see a preview of your image or your file, and you'll be able to either change the dimensions of it. So say the original dimensions were 2,000 pixels by 4,000 pixels, and you needed to get it down to 400 pixels by 900 pixels. You can actually just type that in, the different dimensions that you need, and say for instance even your photo or your file was a JPEG and you need it converted into a PNG file. There's a converter right on the bottom as well. You click on the conversion, so all you do is you type in JPEG to PNG, it's a drop down menu, and press convert. It will then convert your entire photo with the dimensions that you need and in the proper format, and then pop it out right there to you for you to preview, and all you do is just save it to your computer that way. Once again, a free service, something that if you're involved in pictures or formatting of pictures or resizing of pictures of any kind, most of us are in some type of capacity at any given time. I highly recommend the free service of PickResize.com. Now, before I go to number 3, I want to let you guys know I'm recommending all of these sites. I don't have any type of insider deal with Fiverr or PickResize or any other websites that I'm going to be listing throughout this session. These are ones that I personally have used and have accumulated over the years and really do find to be very productive for my business and efficient in my business. And I'm honestly just giving you these recommendations solely based on how I use them. So jumping into number 3 is actually a website that I use called Hootsuite.com. Hootsuite.com is a social media management tool that allows you to manage all your different social media streams on one platform. So let me simplify that for you visually. As you can see here, you can see different streams, as they call them on Hootsuite, of different social media platforms that you are organizing at once. I actually came across this website when working for ESPN Radio. I was in charge of their social media platform. I was in charge of the Florida Marlins social media posts for every single game. So what my job was to make sure that in baseball they played random times. At 7:10, we needed a post that the Florida Marlins were taking the field against the Atlanta Braves or the New York Yankees at 7:10 Eastern Time. When I was tasked with this original task, I was thinking to myself, man, this is going to be pretty difficult to make sure that every day at 7:10, because baseball plays almost every single day, I need to make sure I'm on the social media page and post right at 7:10. Florida Marlins are taking the field against New York Yankees. Check it out on TV on ESPN. Well, they introduced me actually, once I realized how much of an issue and concern this was going to be, to the platform Hootsuite.com. That allows me and any other user that signs up for their free service to create streams of all my different social media platforms and post one time on Hootsuite and actually have it post to every single stream at the very same time. So I can create a status saying the Florida Marlins are teeing off against the New York Yankees right now on ESPN. Post it one time on Hootsuite, and it will post on my Facebook account, it will post on my Twitter account, you can post on my LinkedIn account, and any other stream that I have set up through Hootsuite. This as well is a free service to you, and they try and upsell you on some of their upgraded premium services. But for most businesses, and even when I was at ESPN Radio, we always use the free service. So the free services has enough features and functionality to it that you'll have no problem being adequate with just the free service. Another feature that it has, not only just posting one time and posting to all of your streams at once, is that you can actually schedule posts. So you can say, okay, today is September 4th. On September 31st, I want them to say the Florida Marlins are teeing off against the Boston Red Sox at 7:10. Well, I can type that in now and say schedule post at September 31st, 7:30 p.m., and set that one time and forget about it. Then, when September 31st, 7:30 p.m. happens, that post will post to all the streams that I pre-assessed it to post to as well. So a great tool to use in social media. I know that a lot of businesses are using social media as kind of being the heart rate or the pulse of their business online, and I am a big advocate of that as well. A lot of people check social media pages, and if your business isn't active on social media, they pretty much write you off as your business isn't active in general. So I know a lot of us business owners and employees or franchisees get really tied up in your day-to-day activities with running your business and operating your business, and you see the value in social media, but you don't have the time to allocate to it to really make sure that it's successful and has a lot of content and always is active. So Hootsuite is a great tool for you to schedule it and forget about it, and make sure that you're having constant and a strolling flame going every day or every week or however you decide to schedule it, going through your social media platforms using Hootsuite. So check it out. Once again, the way you spell it is HOOT, suite.com. Now, number four. Number four is a website that I wish I had and known about while I was in college. And it's called Grammarly.com. Grammarly.com is said to be the world's greatest grammar checker. So what that means is you can actually copy and paste any type of text, maybe a professional email, a quote, a proposal, whatever it may be, right into their body and have it check your text. Now what that does, it takes it a step above what a Microsoft Word would do and pretty much just let you know what spelling errors you made. Grammarly will let you know if you've used words in the right context, whether you've abbreviated things properly, capitalization, lower cases, everything like that Microsoft Word doesn't look to in extensive ways. So this service is actually a free service as well, and it does that basic checking that I told you about. That's still a step of what Microsoft Word would do for you, and it is a free service. However, if you decide to, you can actually upgrade to a premium account, which actually has a real-life person, believe it or not, go through and physically check your paper themselves. There's a turnaround time, of course, of usually a couple hours or a couple of days, depending on the extensiveness of your paper. But you can actually pay to have a person on Grammarly go into finer detail, maybe help make modifications and structure sentences better, or give you better paragraph breaks, or whatever it may be more elaborately. That's an added premium service provided to you by Grammarly.com as well. So they do have the free service, and they also have the paid service, which is a premium, which is the physical person actually checking your page. But either way, a fantastic website for you to use if you're a misspeller or not a great writer like I am. Something that I copy and paste a lot of emails and different texts that I type out into Grammarly.com. So that's number 4. Stay tuned. That's the end of part 1 for my top 10 websites to make your job easier. Now click over to part 2. Thanks, guys. I'll see you over there.